Well, first of all, I would hope that at 3rd and 21, after your rookie quarterback gets sacked and then he's under pressure the next play, he's got to escape to his left, which was a nice little escape that you saw right there, that you wouldn't call what you called right there, backed up in your own zone. You got to give this guy a little bit. It's preseason, so you take a shot here, but in the regular season, some kind of screen pass or handoff. A punt is a good play in that situation, and you want C.J. Stroud to understand that rather than to try to force that ball in there right there. And I also love the fact that this is changing topics, but Jalen Mills, the way that he played last night, not only there, but also in the run support, tackles in the open field. Yeah. It's great to see the evolution of his career from when he was a young player with the Eagles, now being that veteran that says, I got that rookie, I can read his eyes and make a play on the ball. So good on Jalen Mills. But for C.J. Stroud, you got to understand in that situation, we punt the ball, that's a good play.
I thought it was dirty pool that Jalen Mills was even out there. You got an eighth-year guy who's a Super Bowl champion, the Green Goblin. This is the first preseason game. What are they doing? C.J. Stroud's supposed to go against, undrafted guys, backups, everything. So in a way, he's like going against a made guy. Mills has been out there. He's played against everybody, so he picked him. It's fine. I was interested in the conversation about C.J. Stroud, so I just click on the C.J. Stroud topic. The first tweet, first of all, people are very mean. Like,
oh, my God.
Yeah. You guys are so stupid. But one of them made me laugh, especially for you, Jason, because it was like the interception, and it's like, when you're finally playing football without Marvin Harrison Jr. and Rutgers defensive backs. That's what they said. He had a big day against Rutgers, I guess. Listen, preseason. I actually liked that he laughed at the end. I don't look at it the same way. People got really pissed that Rapinoe laughed when she missed that kick. How dare she? I think each person had their own way of dealing with their adversity. I like that he laughed. It shows, like, I'm not, my head in my hands, it's not too serious. Like, I'll get better from this. I thought he was fine.
I loved how throughout the press conference, he's talking about what the preseason is for. This is his first ever preseason game, but he's telling everybody, this is how the preseason goes. He doesn't know, but at the same time, to your point, Kyle, my biggest takeaway was the very end when he said, hey, we did well as an offense, except me.
I like that.
I think as a quarterback, you kind of have to have that demeanor. As early on in his career, he's a rookie, he's on a young team, first-year head coach. It's not going to be all peaches and rainbows and just going to be all great for him. There's going to be some adversity. He was the second overall pick, a team that just missed out on being the worst team in the NFL last year. They're going to have to take steps, and I love his attitude and his demeanor starting out.
Yeah, preseason, especially week one, is such a, absolute soup potluck, if you will, of teams trying to figure out what they're doing. And it's great to go live ball against a team you haven't seen before, but at this point, the Jalen Mills thing being out there was a little odd. But 2 drives, I'm sure that was scripted. Even if he had gone, 2 touchdowns on each drive, he probably would have pulled him anyways. Yeah. So I am interested in the subsequent games now, and the body language factor and the leadership factor. But yeah, C.J. Stroud, you did it. The first one's done. Like, you're out. You got chased. You got sacked. You had a couple incompletions. That's it. Just forget about it and move on, which is what we did after that first game. There was a doubleheader last night, a late-night cup of tea with the Vikings and the Seahawks. Mike G, stood out to you maybe from that game, or if you want to keep going on the first one?
I do want to keep going on the first one because before the 2023 NFL season, when someone says to you, I want you to meet my friend Tank, you're thinking 6'5", 270 pounds, biceps on
somebody who
a
looks
shirt.
Like Deuce Gruden. That's the other thing.
Yeah, goteee maybe, shaved head.
Yeah.
That's Tank.
Tribal tat.
No. That's Nathaniel. My man Tank, 5'8", 165 pounds, but he plays a lot bigger than that. My man Tank came right out of the gate last night with 5 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown that I pray to God we are going to see right here. Yes, we are. I mean, listen, it's about the circus catch here and all that kind of stuff. That's great. Keeps his foot in bounds. That was a touchdown, by the way, because 1 knee equals 2 feet, 1 butt equals
That's a touchdown, yeah.
But listen, it was the separation. It was the fact that he was finding space. And if you watched him at all at Houston, go ask Clayton Tune, the quarterback for the Cougars, how many times he found Nathaniel, Tank, whatever you want to call him, just standing there wide open with nobody around him, because he's able to find, he understands coverages, finds the open spots, and he also creates that separation with that release that we just saw right there. Tank, big old Tank, who should have arrived at training camp in a tank to announce his presence, on the field last night.
You never know. If the Texans make the playoffs, maybe that's how he walks into the first game. We're all parents at the table. Alarming to see a graphic that said he's nicknamed Tank because he had a large head as a baby. I just wanted to get that out there.
Painful,
He wanted to shout out his mom just for that.
There you go. Good job, Mom.
No doubt about it.
Look, I'm in the big head community. Like, my mom's still not right. Like, I sympathize. I'm telling you.
I've watched you put on a baseball cap.
Yeah, it's
a
just
challenge.
tough.
Yeah,
Love you, Mom. And love you, Scott Zolak. What else? What are we going next?
I'm moving on to the second game. During the preseason games, I love to watch some guys make plays and come out that you didn't even acknowledge. But I also want to watch the made guys, the guys that aren't playing in the game and are just hanging out on the sideline. And, of course, who doesn't love watching Kirk Cousins? Look at Kirk. No shoulder pads on. He has his helmet fully strapped up as if he is about to go into the football game. He is locked in. I'm sure he's cheering on his teammates all night long. He did not take that helmet off. He's probably getting the play calls. I'm surprised he didn't have his notebook on the sideline going over all of it. That's Kirk Cousins. But on the opposite sideline, Bobby Wagner, of course he has his helmet on. He's locked in. No. He's doing a sideline interview with Michael Bennett. And you guys know I'm a huge fan of the sideline interview during the games. And he is being asked about who's the most swagless player on the team. So this is two superstars in the NFL handling the preseason completely different. One is locked in, helmet on, getting the play calls. Bobby Wagner's enjoying catching up with an old friend, reminiscing on Super Bowls. But, hey, all in all, it's the preseason. That's what it's here for. Bobby Wagner, Kirk Cousins, I love watching it.
That Cousins shot is hilarious.
Oh.
That we're developing a Cousins Hall of Fame. We know the chains and everything.
Roll it in.
The Coles catch. That goes in.
Roll it in.
I feel like he wanted to be out there. Remember when Russ was on the field doing the walkthrough by himself? Like I feel like Cousins is doing the
whole
motions
field.
on the sideline,
Yes.
all that. There's another way to handle yourself on the sideline. And like your guy Slater was amazing last night. Matthew Slater, in year 57 for the Patriots, is on the sidelines, not playing, working the officials. Now watch this. The play's going to go down. The quarterback's going to get taken down. And Slater's barking at the officials. And watch. And he gets the call.
You saw it?
Jason, just take me through everything about this. And then there's you guys laughing at it on the Twincast. Please go. Tell me.
Matthew Slater, you don't always get to see his personality. This guy is funny, he's loud,
Is
he's
he?
talkative, and you see him over there, he's working the ref to your point, and he says, you saw it. He know that he got a glimpse of it, and when you work the ref and you get, throw the flag up, good job. Did you see that, Bill? I'm out here doing my job. He's locked in, he's paying attention to the game, he's there for his team.
Why was that so funny to you and Dev? Like, why are we all laughing at that?
Because he's supposed to be playing in the game. He's out there with his sleeve on, fully dressed up, and he's just working the official.
That's great.
Can we see it one more time? That
Run
referee
it.
also looks alarmingly like Stephen A. Smith. Just look at the referee. I know we're
Okay.
focused on Matthew Slater, but just like take a gander. So the play comes
Stephen
on.
A.
He's like, you saw it, and now we're gonna hear it the next day at noon. Look at him.
Oh my gosh.
Who's that guy?
Yes. Slater in the role of Molly Karam, just barking at Stephen A., trying to get some reason from him. That's great. Who knew?